nobody would have even noticed. So thank you for that. But there's a lot of stuff going on. And I was like, instead of, pulling something from the archives, let's just do a new episode and talk about stuff, because there's so much to dive into. And I'm going to open it up with one of the stories that I heard. It's about Matt and Jeff Hardy. Have you heard this?
I have not heard a gosh darn thing outside of them in Cleveland during SummerSlam.
In Cleveland, I guess they were there for WrestleCon, because SummerSlam weekend, everybody was there signing. I appeared at the flea market booth 102, for those of you who were,
which was like WrestleCon Junior.
There were a lot of people at my show. Yes.
And you know what's so funny too? And this is how stupid and like out of the loop I am on the signing side of things. Yeah. Never did I realize that you were going to that part of the country during SummerSlam weekend. Didn't even put two and two. I didn't put two and two together in my head. I
told you we promoted it on the show for the last month.
But I didn't compute it, didn't put it together, didn't even think about it.
Well, let's before we get into Matt and Jeff, let's talk about me and my shitty travel weekend, which thank the Lord that I came home Saturday and not Sunday, because I had one shot right on Friday.
Right.
So Sandman and I meet at the airport like we always do. We're on the same flight, and our flight's delayed going there. Now we were pushing it. Our flight was supposed to be at like 1:40. Signing starts at 5. It's supposed to be like an hour and a half flight, right? I got dressed at home and I was ready to go. I was already in my gimmick outfit. I didn't look like a whore. I looked very presentable so I could wear it on the airplane. Thank you very much. I planned in advance. And our flight just kept getting delayed. We did not land until almost 5 o'clock. The show started at 5 o'clock. So we jumped in the car. It was an hour drive. We got there after 6. Everybody understood, you can't help it. It's the airlines. It wasn't our fault. We were there on time and everything. But the fans were great. And there were a bunch of people there. JR was there. I think Jerry Lawler was there. Barbie Blank was there. I think Mackenzie Mitchell was there. There were a bunch of people there. We sat with Chavo Guerrero, me, Shane, Fonzie was there. Unfortunately, Sabu didn't make it. He missed his flight. But there were a bunch of people there. And it was a beautiful, I expected like this rinky-dink flea market. Oh, no, this was a really nice, I don't even know what to call it. It was a nice.
An upscale flea market?
It was really nice. Like that's the only word I could use is nice. But like I ran in, I didn't even have time to, Tito Santana was there because he came over to our table. Yeah, it was like, I don't know. It's just really nice place. And it was pouring rain. That's another thing. My hair looked beautiful. And then when I left, between the heat, humidity, and the rain, I looked like a drowned rat. I was like, oh, this is just brilliant, But we made it in time. Earl's great. Earl brought us in. And we love Earl.
Good old Earl.
We love Earl. And then, I didn't get to my room till probably 11:45-ish that evening because we went to eat at 9:30. Like normal people eat dinner at 9:30. I suppose I eat dinner at 5. So, got to my room super late, fell asleep at maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, didn't sleep well, had my alarm set for 6 because we were supposed to be picked up at 6:15. I was going to take a quick shower and then just go. 5:30, Sandman, I'm going to be in the lobby at 6. It's just like, Moose goes, this is not your time to talk to me. It's 5:30. I was so pissed because I was like, my alarm was set for 6. I didn't sleep. I was, how when you got to catch a plane, you're up every hour looking at your phone, like you're afraid your alarm's not going to go off. So at 5:30, I was just like, oh, screw it. So I got up, showered, got ready, went downstairs. I had to sign some pictures for Moose, and then our flight was delayed coming home. and finally got home. And then the delays the next day were ridiculous. So bad because the weather has been atrocious. But I can honestly say I had a great time and the people were great. And, Ohio isn't that bad.
From your lips to God's ears. That's the first time I've ever heard that said.
It's really not that bad. But anyway, that was my weekend. So I enjoyed it. Getting back to the Hardy Boys. So what I heard back to the Hardys. What I heard about the Hardy Boys was Matt and Jeff, they had talks with WWE. They said the only belts that they have not won in their careers were the NXT tag belts. So with the TNA crossover, we might get Matt and Jeff back into WWE via NXT. What do you think about that?
Well, kind of like what I was talking about 2 weeks ago on the show. Remember, I said, what are we going to do? See all these older names from TNA now that were from WWE come back over? Well, I guess that's a yes, maybe.
Maybe. I just thought that was interesting because it's,
I don't love that though.
Huh?
I don't love that.
No. I think NXT would pop to see the Hardys back.
I think they would pop, yeah, but I don't, maybe competing for the belts, but I don't really. I would shudder to think. Hopefully, not politicking for belts, in any way, shape, or form, because it is a developmental territory. So I don't know. It's like I watched that. Or I don't watch it, but I would, if I was a fan of watching NXT and I'm looking towards the future, I don't want to watch the Hardys, especially in their current state, not being able to really perform as what I remember per se. And with them going to a new network, I don't really want to debut with an act like the Hardys. That's nothing to disparage either one of those talents. They are immense talents, legends of the business.
Or backtrack now, if you will.
If they want the NXT belts, we can get them replicas. But I don't.
Oh wow!
I think that is a politic comment if I've ever heard it.
I'd be exclusives with like the Hardys for future.
I've already done work with Matt Hardy, but I think that
they don't work with you anymore, brother. Let me tell you that right now.
That's a politic comment if I ever heard it, and I don't. I don't agree. NXT is the right spot for an act like the Hardys.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see them there. So, who knows? People are going back and forth all the time, but Joe Hendry, man, he's everywhere. He's blowing up. They love him down in NXT country. I'm curious to know how long his contract is with TNA, and if he would jump ship.
Yeah, and TNA letting him work out at the Performance Center.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, we had mentioned very briefly a few weeks back, would there be or I asked you, I said, do you think WWE could buy out his deal with TNA? And you said, absolutely. If there was anybody that they would do it for, that's the guy. So I could absolutely see it going that way. But again, that's somebody, if I were them, I would be investing in. Not so much the other guys.
So would you have put the belt on Joe Hendry more so than Nick Nemeth to keep him around, make him happy?
It's a good question. No, I'd still give it to Nick because Nick gets you more eyeballs. So I would still put it on Nemeth 100%. What do you think?
I don't know. If Joe Hendry's going to keep going down the NXT, he could have went as the TNA champion. Brought the belt over like Jordan Grace did.
True. It's a good point. Again, and that's the heat. Nemeth is the X factor. If you want to pop, I think you have the former Dolph Ziggler pop up on their TV with that TNA title.
Interesting.
Or that's like your Royal Rumble spot. You know what I mean? We're too far away from that. It's January, but I don't know.
Well,
and again, so that's going to be contradictory to what I just said. Nemeth in NXT, a little bit of a different story. I just think that the Hardys is a tired act. Just don't think it's right for NXT.
Okay. Well, you are allowed your opinion. I don't know if people agree with you, but moving on.
But now let me say this, and this
Okay.
again is going to contradict something I just said even more.
You're the worst.
You know who I wouldn't mind seeing pop through NXT?
Sergeant Slaughter?
No, the Dudleys.
Oh, the Dudleys.
I think that the Dudleys popping through NXT would be pretty cool, because that's, they talked about going through one more time, maybe one more time around the sun. That's the kind of spot that I could see them going through. But we haven't seen them for the last couple of years on TV, kind of being exposed and not being what we remember them as.
Well, because Devon's had all those health issues. He had a stroke. He had, what was it, his hip replaced or his knee replaced? I mean, he's, the wear and tear has gotten to him. So I don't know. Like Bubba even said he doesn't think Devon can go. So what do you do with that?
Yeah, well, again, but that's what I'm saying. If I was going to have my choice of saying, here's your retread, old school team coming through, I would have gone with them over the Hardys, because we've seen them on regular broadcast television, and it's just not good. I mean, Jeff tripping and falling, and Matt's just not the same. It's just not the same. Just not the right spot.
You could get the Dudleys, but you would have to work around their strengths and hide the weaknesses,
Right.
And it would be a nostalgia act. It wouldn't be something that could be every week, I don't think.
Right.
Although now Bubba as a singles, he can still go, and he has proven that because he had, recent stints on TNA, and he pops up every once in a while doing some stuff. So you never know who you're going to see. Who knows? Maybe Devon's the Bionic Man now. Maybe he has another run left in him. I can't speak for him, but you never know what you're going to see is all I can say. So stay tuned for that one. Another huge story, Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon meets Tony Khan. Now, I think we might have mentioned this before. Shane reached out to WWE and they said, we don't want you here. Do you think it's because of his father? Do you think it's because he's injury prone? There wasn't really a specific reason given that I saw, and maybe I missed something. Did you see anything?
I don't know the specific reason why they would have turned him down, outside of the fact I don't think that they have a great relationship with, each other, both sides of the McMahon family. I just don't think they have a good relationship. Outside of that last name, I don't think that they work well together.
Does he have a good relationship with Paul and Stephanie?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that they
with those two. I was talking. I thought.
When Vince was still there. You talk about when Vince was still there.
No,
he reached out. I don't remember it.
Now.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah. Oh, okay. With them now, I don't think they have a good relationship all the way around.
Really? See, I don't know anything about personals with the family. I have no idea. So I didn't understand why, if he wanted to come back, wouldn't you think Paul would be the first one to vouch for him? Hey, my brother-in-law is here. Yeah. So it's kind of weird. So he goes, and I don't know if it's for money. I don't know if it's for the love of the sport. It's ego. But Shane goes and meets Tony Khan over at AEW. Here's the picture. That does not even look like Shane McMahon to me. I would need a real close-up of him it's so far away, but I think Mercedes Moné took that picture. I think she said, I'm the one that took the picture. That's what I heard. So they knew it was going to be posted.
This was a purposeful leak.
Sure. And this picture, made the rounds on social media. Shane actually released a statement. I'm going to read it verbatim. Tony and I were connected through a mutual friend, and we had a great meeting. We talked about many things, but mostly about our shared love for the business and the rewards and challenges of working with family. I congratulated him on the 5-year anniversary of AEW and look forward to how he evolves the business moving forward. So, take that as you will. Does that mean that there could be some kind of McMahon sighting in an AEW ring? Because like I said before, I'll pop for that. I'll watch that live and I'll pop for it huge because he is my favorite McMahon.
It would
always been my favorite McMahon.
Be a shocker, but to me, this guy's the X factor.
Look at that. For AEW?
No, for the whole situation. That picture pops up, and that I just feel like either he will never make it to AEW fully, or they're going to do something drastic. There's going to be some form of information that comes out about Shane McMahon.
So you think Paul Levesque, his brother-in-law, is going to leak something that's going to hurt Shane McMahon and hurt his chances to go to AEW? That's what you're saying.
I think that this is still the WWE at its core.
Is this mafioso? Are we getting back to the mafia?
Yes. Wrestling business. Hell yeah. It's still to its core. It's WWE. It's shocking. It was shocking to see the picture, for sure. McMahon and Tony Khan meeting. The only other shocking person in that room could have been a mustachioed McMahon, but I don't think that'll ever happen.
No.
It would be cool, but I think either it'll be blocked by WWE or they'll come to something will come out about Shane and it'll never happen.
How would they block
this is as far as it would go.
If there's no ties with Shane McMahon and WWE,
block it as in step in and grab him and be like, no, we need you back.
Well, they already said no. You think they're going to
now that the picture's out, we need you. We figured something out for you. We need you.
I don't know, man. If there's bad blood, I don't know. Like you mentioned the one day, do you think they have Thanksgiving dinner with all the kids and the families together? And does he get along with Stephanie? Like, I've never heard anything about behind the scenes with them. So I don't know. But I do know that I would love to see him in AEW more so than WWE. I wouldn't pop as much if he went back to New York. But if he went to AEW, what a slap in the face that would be.
5 years ago when AEW was created, there's nothing anybody else would have wanted more than to have a McMahon involved with AEW. I mean, come on. Like, what is this? Where did the vision go for AEW that now we're just, hey, let's just get a McMahon. He's available. Just bring him in. Just get him in here.
Now you're wrong. Shane put out the feeler first.
Tony's like, come on down.
Why wouldn't he?
Come on.
He'd have to be a moron not to take a McMahon on his program. Are you kidding me? This is the ultimate FU to that company that his grandfather built from the ground up. And his father took over and made it a multi-billion-dollar empire. That is the biggest finger to the face that you can do, is work for your rival company.
You're probably right.
I'm most certainly right. Probably.
I think it's a big FU to the people that invested in you, saying it was going to be a non-McMahon entity. Well, guess what? A McMahon called me and I was like, oh my God, a McMahon. Come on, let's go.
When did they ever say this was a non-McMahon entity?
It's AEW is supposed to be different.
Shut up. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're
supposed to be AEW is supposed to be different. This is going to be, hey, I love Shane O'Mac. Let's bring him down. Here comes the money. He's going to do the little thing with his arm. He's going to do the little shuffle when he comes out. I'll bring him back. Let's do it.
You have no clue what you're talking about. Listen, this would be the biggest thing to happen. And then he's just like smiling. He keeps putting up a picture of Triple H smiling at me on our screen. That's fine.
Diabolically smiling.
Yeah. Double agent brother-in-law, the caption was. I don't know, man. I just think it would be it would have been better if the picture wasn't leaked and the talks weren't discussed and he just surprisingly showed up. I think that would have been like a hell of a lot better, but you never know when it's going to happen. So if it does happen, kudos to AEW, because I think it's a monumental thing to have a McMahon on their television program. I really do.
Maybe Shane's going to start doing the convention circuit.
Oh my God. How funny would that be? Well, they do have most of the conventions. They do have their own room. It's like
awesome.
AEW is like their own section or their own room. So, I can see him doing some conventions. And is he hard up? Huh?
Or Vince?
No, I don't think so. Is Shane hard up for money?
I doubt it. No,
I mean,
too.
Like, I don't think
when Shane left in like 2007 or 2008, he helped found pay-per-view in like
Tokyo,
China,
right?
Or some foreign country. He's
Right.
a millionaire, millions over.
This has to be either two things. He misses the business, or he wants to say F you to his family. One or the other. But I mean, he did ask to go back to WWE first, which makes me think he just wants to be wrestling again or involved in it somehow. Hey, if Stephanie can come back, why can't Shane come back?
Yeah, and he's not even linked right now to any of the bad stuff. Stephanie,
No.
at least she was.
God, don't let his name be involved in anything. That would crush me. Really, that would make me so sad.
The only thing that was ever said about Shane was he knew stuff was happening and just like stayed away from it. That was all they ever said about Shane back in the day. Was like, yeah, it was always weird stuff going on, and Shane just kind of kept his nose clean, so to speak.
What, weird with his father?
Yeah. Well, he was.
What are you going to rat your father out?
But Stephanie's name has been in the papers with some of the allegations.
Well,
murky waters.
I'm not touching that one. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see if that happens. Staying in the AEW locker room, another story that showed up.
Whoa, boy!
Which, I mean, it's becoming, people are assuming things, and Britt Baker suspended. Now, Britt just came back. What was she back for? Like 2 weeks.
She was gone for a while.
She was gone. She was hurt. She comes back, right? In the meantime, MJF and Alicia Atut, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, who is a doll. I really like her a lot. They've been dating now for a year. They just posted like their anniversary photos up. She was wearing a ring. I don't know if he proposed or not, but that, but she wears a lot of jewelry, so that might just be a random ring. But anyway, some people were saying Britt Baker was discussing this in the locker room, talking about, MJF and Alicia. And one of the things, and I don't specifically know what Britt said, but somebody speculated that she might have said Alicia only got the job because she was dating MJF. Now, I didn't read that anywhere. That's what I heard. Don't come at me. I don't know if it's true or not, allegedly, but like, what else could have been said? Who knows? But anyway, I guess Alicia heard her and went back and told Max. Max confronted Britt. They had some words, and now she's suspended. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's a touchy situation. I mean,
standards in practice, full effect. I don't know.
I mean, they're a company with a structure. They've got different departments, but a wrestling locker room is still a wrestling locker room. You would know better than anybody else when something happens like this, and there's rumors and things going on. When one person says something and it then's picked up in the locker room, it's going to spread like wildfire. If Britt did say something, is she in the wrong for saying it in the locker room? Should she have said it maybe outside the doors of the locker room?
I mean, well, first of all, that's if that's what was said and you feel that way, then there's heat between Britt and Alicia. Obviously, there's some kind of tension or some kind of heat or whatever. She shouldn't have said it at all if that's what was said. I mean, if you want to talk to your friends about things and theories and ideas and so, do it like on your own time, because anything that's sent in the locker room, kind of like, it's like that telephone game. It could get passed on, and then by the time it gets to the person involved, like the story could be twisted. But if she said it and like Alicia was in ears, what is that term? Ears view or ears length, I guess, and heard her say it. What did she not know she was there when she said, like, was she hiding behind a bathroom stall or something? Like, it's just a weird situation. Like, it's gossip, kind of. You know what I mean?
Right.
I never would think, it's like in ECW, people talk shit all the time. Nobody ever got suspended for saying something like that. But I guess Max has a lot of pull and was offended by whatever the statement was. And again, I don't know if Britt actually said that. That's what I heard. But again, it could be false. It's assuming she said that. I can't imagine what else could have been said. You know what I mean? Like nobody really reported on what was said. People are just assuming it was something like she got her job because of MJF.
Yeah, it says details have been very quiet. It came from something backstage. Baker allegedly said something about MJF and Alicia. MJF's girlfriend heard about it, told him, and he confronted Baker. This led to an investigation by HR. So again,
so then how does an investigation? They talk to each person that was there and what was said. Can you tell me what was said? I mean, really? Is that what they do? Is that it?
And then the disciplinary committee is the one that came down with the ruling of her being suspended.
Did Britt tell Chad, and then Chad ran to Alicia and said, "Oh my God, Britt just talked major shit on you, blah, blah, blah"? Or did Britt tell so-and-so and Alicia's in the locker room and heard? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how it got back to her, but whatever was said got back to her and she didn't like it. So there's got to be some kind of heat between the two girls.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's just really strange because, man, the girl just got back. Now, do you think being suspended for a comment like that is appropriate?
No.
Okay.
Again, you know, whether it was in the locker room, whether it was right in front of her, whatever, not everybody has to love one another.
Sure.
You know, and you can say whatever you want. You absolutely, unless she said you're a C-bomb of all C-bombs and your C-bomb smells like C-bomb sauce. Unless she said, yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. Unless she said that, then like that's all that it takes to get you suspended in that company. If you say something about a top guy's girlfriend, you know, like that to me is that's not good optics. And then I guess MJF punched a wall out of frustration later on.
Wow.
Ooh, tough guy, punched the wall. Look out, drywall. Here comes MJF. But
Now,
I don't know. It's what'd you say?
To be fair, I seen Shane punch a wall.
Well, that wall had it coming.
Hey, you and Shane, man. I'm telling you.
That wall looked at him the wrong way. That's why.
Gotcha.
But it's just, you know, again, like for that silly of a comment, look, when you, it doesn't matter if it's wrestling or if it's in an office or if it's in a school back, you have to be careful of who you're seeing, you know, who you're with. Yeah. And if people don't like it, you have to be ready to be open to critiques and criticisms. It's just a part of life. So if he didn't like it, he went to the right person. They did a investigation and they found it to not be appropriate what she said. And now she's on vacation. So it just stinks. And to me, then that's going to be bad blood. And if they let her go, guess who's going to sweep her up and actually use her? She's barely been used. She's been hurt and she's been out of commission and she's not been around. I think WWE would learn how to use her a little bit better. So let her go.
Okay.
Please go let her go.
Yeah. Well, I know that people coexist in locker rooms and don't like each other, but you work together for the benefit of the cause, which is AEW or wherever you work at. And I just never heard of somebody being suspended for a comment or not liking somebody. Or again, I wish I would know the exact wording that Britt used, because that would make it a little more clear as to why she was suspended. But anyway,
how would they have handled this back in the day if somebody said something about somebody's girlfriend?
Oh,
what would they have done?
Nothing would have been done. Oh, you think she's a slut? Okay, she's whatever. I mean, nothing would have been done. What?
I mean, I just don't get, or if it was a girl saying it to a girl and a guy steps in, they have words, and that's it. If anything, if he said something to her, maybe he's the aggressor. Then maybe he needs to be going on a vacation.
Again, it depends on what was said. We don't know. It's just allegedly being tossed around that maybe she might have said how she got her job, but we don't know if that's the case. I don't know the exact verbatim that she used. So, and we probably will never know. It's not our business.
Somebody get us some verbatim, please. Get us some context to the verbatim.
On the line, and then maybe she could reenact what was the conversation that she had with somebody. Because it doesn't even tell us who she was talking to. Did she address the whole locker room and say this, or what I mean? Like, was this said in private? We don't know. Who knows?
Tony Khan.
She told Tony Khan. Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's bad timing, man. Really bad timing. So
absolutely.
Drama. And then on top of that, she's dealing with Adam Cole, who puts a tweet out that he's moving back to Pennsylvania alone. So I don't know what that means either. Yeah. Who knows what that means? And that they've been going out for what, 5-6 years? Something like that?
Yeah, I thought they were engaged.
Maybe. I don't know.
Married or something. They were married.
I don't think they're married, but they've been together. I don't think so, but they're together for a very long time. And he just, hey, baby, I'm on my way to Pennsylvania, moving back alone. And he was saying something like, can't wait to get back online. Maybe he does Twitch or something. I don't remember, but so she's dealing, I don't know if they broke up, if they're still together. She got a lot on her plate, that girl.
I just found out how Alicia and MJF got together.
Oh, how's that?
They started with a playful banter where he referred to her as Tits McGee from Whore Island.
So he said that at one of the scrums. She was one of the reporters, and he goes, "Oh, look," because I believe they knew each other from MLW. They both worked there at one point, and he goes, "Oh, look, it's Tits McGee. She has a question for me," or something like that. There was a video that went around, and yeah, cute. They're a cute couple.
Tits McGee from Whore Island, very nice, beautiful.
She's happy.
It's one of those love stories,
It's just it's playful banter.
But as far as the other two, if they're broken up, that was a pretty long-term relationship.
I hope they're not, though. I hope they're not. I don't know. It's just a lot on her plate right now, so it's sad. But I don't know.
Does anybody have any contact to Britt, and she can help me out with my tooth issue?
Oh, can I just say, what a drama king you are. Oh, I'm going to be out of commission.
Yeah, go right ahead. I am. I don't know anything about it. I don't know jack squat about how the tooth issues go. All I know is I avoided root canal. That's all I know. I woke up one day, right? And I felt like I had a piece of apple stuck in the back of my tooth. Just picking, going like that all day. All of a sudden, this piece of tooth just falls out. It turns out, back in the day when we would get fillings, they were silver, right?
Right. They took all my silver out.
Okay, well, they expand over time because they're made of crappy crap, whatever the hell they used to put in our mouths back in the day.
Okay.
And they crack the tooth because they expand. And mine cracked this tooth in this perfect triangle. And now I luckily avoided the root canal, but they got to shave the frigger down that he's worried about hitting the root. So if he hits the root, I'm not gonna be a happy camper.
That's gonna hurt. So are you getting any of course you have Novocaine, but are you getting like laughing gas or anything?
I just know the Novocaine parts. That's why I was like, I might be out of commission because I don't do well with Novocaine. I've never had good, like afterwards, like I'm always like blown up. Like I have bad reactions to it. So that's why I was saying I might not be in working shape after the Novocaine.
Yeah. A crown is no big deal, really. But I can't take the needles. So I always get the nitric oxide. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Laughing gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I got the root canal, I went to sleep. They put me out, and that cost like $1 million. I was just like, so then I had to get something else done. And I go, is there another option? Because I really don't want to be put to sleep. Oh yeah, just use the laughing gas. Best thing ever. You don't feel the needles going in. I was telling stories and laughing my ass off. They said by the time I was done, I was so happy. It works like a charm. Because I don't do well with needles. So
I don't do well with these kinds of things, period. So I don't. You can call me a puss. You can call me a wuss. I don't care. I hate teeth. I hate I hate dental appointments, procedures. I might even cancel this thing for all I know. I don't even want to do it.
What time is it?
It's it is the early afternoon, like 2-ish.
Oh, we're filming at 12.
I thought we were filming at 4.
No, 12.
Oh no, the other one was at 4.
This one's at noon. You'll be fine. Oh my God, you're the worst.
Okay.
All right. Anyway,
whatever.
Well, that was an informative episode. Something new for your Thursday. Yeah, we just wanted to let you know what was going on in the world of professional wrestling, and besides your rotten tooth, what else you have going on?
Yeah, you could catch me on X at Chad EMB. You catch me on it's Husey Hello this week talking Aerosmith. Catch it on YouTube or iTunes or wherever podcasts Husey is on. If you like Aerosmith, then you'll love my list of my top 3 favorite Aerosmith songs.
Okay. I'm going to plug this again. MAW. It is, what is that? Midwest All-Star Wrestling Falls Fury. And it's on Saturday, August 17th from 4 to 6. There'll be a meet and greet. We'll be signing autographs and kissing babies and all that good stuff. 6:30 p.m. is bell time. I'll be involved in some kind of a match with Shane Douglas. And come on out and see us if you're in the Redwood Falls area of Minnesota. So that's my next shot, August 17th. And go on over to YouTube if you haven't. Subscribe, ring the bell, become a channel member. If you're listening to us, whether it be on iHeartRadio app, Spotify, Apple, give us a follow or a subscribe. Hit that like button, whatever you need to do. Tell your friends, pass it on, and binge listen. We need you to go and listen to all of the episodes if you would. We have some really good interviews with a lot of former ECW talent, as well as people from WWE, AEW, and TNA. So give us a listen on there. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy. And most of all, I hope you are staying extreme.